Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. And today we have Mr. Vinit Kumar with us. He has recently cleared RBI Grade B examination, and today we will know about his strategies and whatever learnings he had while preparing for the examination. So, hello sir, how are you?
Hello, ma'am. I'm fine, and thank you so much for this opportunity to interact with other people and share my strategies with the aspirants.
Right, sir. It is also our pleasure that you have joined us on our platform, and we are sure that everything which you are going to discuss today, they are going to help the aspirants as well.
I hope so, ma'am.
Right. So before starting the strategies that you followed for different phases, we would like to know about your educational background and also how then you ended up preparing for RBI.
Sure. So, ma'am, I have completed my graduation from IIT Bombay in 2014, and then after I have worked with an MNC for 2 years in Bangalore. And after my completing my job, done with my job, I uh, started to think about go for government services. I wanted to do something with the government where I will be direct part of the society. So I started preparing for UPSC. I did prepare for UPSC for last 4 years, and this year I have been in the UPSC interview as well, but unfortunately I couldn't go through that. Uh, and in the meanwhile, in this year only, I this was my first attempt in the RBI examination. Before that, I haven't given any RBI examinations. So meanwhile, I used to give lot of examination whenever I used to have some time. Means after done with my UPSC's mains examination, I used to give some examination like PO examination for my CSET preparation. I have given a CAT 2 times also, and in both times I have secured admission in Lucknow and Bangalore. But I didn't go for those because I didn't want to do MBA at that time.
Right.
I my
And you
main focus
cleared
was,
PO also, right?
yeah. I have cleared PO 3 times. Each time, whenever I have given PO, I have cleared
Right. But you still, because your heart was towards IAS, being IAS, so you never went for those opportunity. And
that.
that is
Yes,
a beautiful thing also. You should have that clarity in mind, what you want, and you still have that time per se, because eligibility criteria is a big setback for many of the people in
yes,
consideration of age or other such things. But when you have it, so you were very clear that no, until unless I have time and I'm not preparing for that, that would not be worth it, right? So you gave an examination, you cleared that, but still somewhere your heart was towards IAS only, and that is a
yes,
good thing. And but then so then for again you also went for RBI also, right, with the same
yes.
phase.
Yeah. So when with RBI, what happened is this year is because of COVID, the examination got pushed. So this was the first time when RBI was taking its examination post UPSC's mains examination.
Right.
Earlier, it used to happen between prelims and mains, in between of prelims and mains of UPSC. So I didn't used to give the RBI examination.
Right.
And even before also, why I used to give so much examination is because it used to just give you a confidence that you are not on the wrong path.
Right.
Okay, if you have that aptitude, you can clear those examinations. Don't worry about it. Just focus
Right.
on what you want to do, because you when you get opportunities to get admission in IIMs, and you think like, yeah, my colleagues have moved on
Right.
and I should move on also, but you have that you should have that clarity. And after after completing done with 4 years with RBI, sorry, with UPSC, I wanted to have a backup plan also, because you
Right.
need a backup plan.
Right.
Because in the interview, when you go in front of the board and you say that you are preparing for this one examination for past five
Right.
years, 6 years, then they also do prefer those people who are already in job or who are already enriching their knowledge base. Because in RBI's interview also, what happened was, when they asked me that what you are doing, I have said them very clearly that I'm preparing for UPSC for past 4 years, and I might do it for next 1 or 2 years also.
Right.
So I was very upfront with that one, and I have said, sir, from past 2 years, I am pursuing my MSc in geography also, because geography is my optional subject, and whenever I get some time, I do want to explore my knowledge base a little bit more than the optional subject what it requires.
Right.
So that thing, I think that was the thing which helped me in the interview because they knew that this is the person who wanted to know about more things,
Right.
who just don't want to clear one examination, who want to learn something.
Right.
Because RBI being a learning based institution, they do want people who can think and who want to learn.
Right. Right. And
Yes.
especially this particular information that you have given now, it is very unique for the aspirant, I guess, because you have been very upfront about what you desire to the panel that you faced. And most of the students or aspirants, what they do, they try to fake it, or they try to give half information to the panel, which may backfire them. And maybe this particular thing they would help them with the next interview, that you just have to be honest with yourself and as well as panel. And still, if you have capabilities to work for the institution, you will be selected, right? So sir, this was
And
about.
just one
Yeah.
thing,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I believe, ma'am, in the interview process, one thing is whenever you try to withhold some information with you, you will definitely give some structured answer. And
Right.
whenever you are giving those kind of structured answer which are not related to your subject, you will fumble. You will
Right.
fumble for sure. And whenever you will fumble, you will lose some marks. So
Right.
it will be much better rather than being honest and be clear with them, sir. This is what the thing, what I was doing, and this is what I want to do. If you
Right.
like me, if you like my personality, they will definitely select you.
Right.
That is what do I think.
Right. They would not judge you on what you want, but they would on
Yes.
judge. They would judge you on how you are.
Yeah.
How you.
Will you
Yeah.
fit? Yeah. Will you fit in the criteria of what they want from the RBI grade B
Right.
officer?
Right. Right. Yeah. So now we'll start with the phase one, and then we'll go to phase two, and we already have some of the discussion of interview now, but we'll have in
Okay.
much depth afterwards. So sir, for phase one, there are different sections. And every section has a sectional cutoff. So sir,
Yes.
what was your strategy? Because somewhere you have advantage of everything, because being an IITN, I guess your quant would be quite good, right?
Bit nice.
But still, because you need a revision, you completed
Yes.
your BTech way back in 2014, and then you are appearing, although you appeared for many examination in between, but still you need a practice, right? So sir, we would like to know about the different sources that you preferred, as well as what strategy did you follow for different section, starting with quant.
Sure, ma'am. About this thing, I was following some mock tests because it was not just like I am very good in quant or I am very good in reasoning, and I'll just go to the examination and give it. What I used to do is I used to keep 2 or 3 days for the preparation of mock with my mock examinations. And particularly with quant as such, I haven't preferred any source. But what I did is I went through with some of the online sources available, which was providing some free mock tests.
Right.
So even if you do that and you think that you are scoring some decent amount of marks, then you are good to go. The only thing which matters according to me is how you strategize in the examination, because you will be practicing a lot. And do know there are a lot of people who are much better than me in quant, even in quant reasoning and all those things. But the thing was, I realized in the phase one examination of RBI was that it's a bit difficult what I have attempted in my mock interview. Sorry, in my mock examination.
Right.
This time it was a bit difficult. So rather than attempting each and every question, what I just focus upon is that yes, I'll make sure first that I'll clear the cut of each section,
Right.
and then after in last half hour and so,
Right.
I'll pick my strength areas. So
Right.
I picked some quant questions and I picked some reasoning questions, and I think from cutoff I scored somewhere around 20 marks more than that. That's it only. Not like I was not scoring 100 plus or
No,
something like that.
but still, yeah.
Yeah, it was like that.
Right. So basically, your approach was, first you did all the questions that you can do. Then
Yeah.
afterwards, you just went for whatever your strengths are, because because somewhere deep down, you will be able to solve that question. So you first went for that. Yeah. Then for GA, I guess your UPSC preparation did help you with that.
Yes.
But what we want to know, you can tell us some sources, or maybe some news channels or a newspaper, whatever that you feel like
Okay.
can be helpful for a RBI aspirant.
Sure. Then even for the aspirants who are preparing for UPSC and want to give the RBI examination, they already have that basic knowledge that what are the basic economics terms, and even the guys which are preparing for RBI, they also do know that thing. What you need to take care of in the last few days, last few weeks or also is you need to refer to some particular source, because I remember I used to follow Edutech's channel, YouTube channel, and one more online platform was there. I used to follow these two ones, and I actually solved each and every question of GA, whichever you have told us to do. So that gave me the boost, because in UPSC the questions which they ask are more related to your fundamentals. If you do know about the subject, you will be able to answer those questions. But in the RBI, you will also be needing a lot of factual information, and the factual information is needed even in the UPSC also, but aspirants do not actually ignore it a lot. But because until unless you do have the factual information, you can't give the weightage to your answer. So that factual answer will be very handy with those sources, and all these online channels, whatever you are choosing. I am not saying that you will go for this one or that one, but whatever you are choosing, they will be very helpful, and they will optimize your time preparation. Because rather than you going for each and every topic, searching in the newspaper, searching in the magazines, it will be very handy. And I believe rather than doing a lot of work, you need to do very smart work. Is how you can optimize your marks. You need to optimize your marks in each and every subject, whatever you're going through, rather than being focusing only on GA and ignoring quant and reasoning. That will also not be very good. So I believe, strategize, prioritize, and according to that one, just make sure that you are clearing the cutoff with healthy marks. Yeah, so that you will be safe there.
So basically, you just have to go for any YouTube channel or any source that you feel comfortable with, right? Because every student, because for some student, one teacher is really good, while for other section, they do not like the way of teaching, right? So it's better to choose what suits you the best, and that is for the GA. And so basically for GA, your approach was to because every examination they have a different set of pattern for them. So just go for those channels or those sources which make material according to that particular examination only, and that's what you followed for the YouTube channels, right?
Yes.
So that was for GA. And then for English, did you prepare, or you felt like that you can do it?
Yes, ma'am. For English, I didn't follow anything, because I do read newspaper daily, and I do read Hindu daily. So if you are reading the Hindu's editorial daily and you are making notes of it, then your English will automatically improve. And you don't need, that's my personal belief, that you don't need to go through with any particular source and identify that which tense is there, and how will you manage all those things. It will come very naturally. So even in my even in the English examination of mains, RBI grade C mains examination, the English part, I didn't go for any particular process. Because they asked one essay and two things more. So essay was prepared with UPSC itself, and the other thing was very natural. Means my suggestion is just read a newspaper daily. It will be very helpful for you, even in GA economics as well, and your English will automatically improve.
Right. So, sir, if you go for the level of examination, what do you feel that if an average speaking person, English, who knows English, so will he be able to clear English section of phase 1 or phase 2, or there is some efforts required, basically?
Ma'am, the thing is, I think I myself is not very fluent in English. Okay, but I can write pretty nicely, because I'm preparing for UPSC means answer writing. So my English in that sense is nice. But what happens is, during the examination is when you take a lot of pressure during your examination, And if and rather than being selecting your strength areas, you just want to clear some cutoff which you have in your mind, that the cutoff will be something like that,
Right.
rather than being analyzing at that point of time that yes, the paper is difficult. I
Right.
do not need to I do not need to attempt that many questions. You will not be having a lot of negative marks.
Right.
So that you need to strategize much more than, rather than being focusing upon that I do need to complete all the questions or
Right.
more than 80%
Right.
questions. It doesn't work like that.
Right. We need
So
to keep
yeah,
in mind that there is negative marking as well.
sure. Uh,
Yeah.
just play on your strength areas. You will be fine.
Right. So, sir, this was for phase one. And then for
Yeah.
phase two, we had ESI FM, and then we had English, right? So, sir, before knowing the sources or what to refer to, uh, I guess most of the aspirants, they have knowledge regarding the topic which has been asked in the examination, but they do not know how to frame the question. What should be the proper structure that would be acceptable, right? So, sir, please give your views on that.
Sure, ma'am. Actually, I just want to make one statement here is, because each and every person who is giving this examination with his whole heart do know each and every concept that I do. Whether he is clearing the mains examination or not, whether he is clearing the interview or not, but he do know the concept. The only thing is, do you carry that aptitude with which you can reflect your answers in your
Right,
answer copy?
right.
That is the thing which is the most important point here. So even in my strategy also, while preparing for the mains examination, I kept around 7-8 days for RBI's mains examination preparation wholeheartedly. And in that one, I went through the syllabus and the syllabus of each and every part, ESI, English, Finance and Management. And I realized that there's only one section, which is Finance and Management one, which I was not very comfortable with because I
Right,
haven't read any finance part earlier.
right.
But with the ESI, I was fine. With the English, I was fine. And even in the Finance and Management part also, the monetary aspect, the policy aspect, whichever comes,
Hmm.
you do know, you do read about that, and even the ethics part was also included.
Right.
I do not know whether it was there in earlier examination or not, but even
This
with the ethics
time,
was also,
yeah.
yeah, I was right. So when I found out our subjective answer, means the marks of the subjective part, one guy put a RTI there, and he actually got us all the marks, objective and subjective wise, in each and every paper.
Right.
So I got 38 marks in finance and management in the subjective part, 38 out of 50. So
Hmm.
what happened was, there were six. If I am not wrong, there are six questions, out of which you have
Hmm.
to attend four questions,
Four.
right? Ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those four one are that which were not related to finance. Okay,
All
wholeheartedly.
right.
I attempted only my strength areas,
Right.
and in those one also, with that one, I believe because of those only I scored 38 out of 50, and the highest was 41 out of 50. So the person who is very good in finance must have got three more marks. So
Yeah.
the thing is ki how you score 38, 38, even in ESI also I scored 36. So like that. So how you are able to do that? I think is, first thing is, you need to choose wisely which questions do you want to attempt.
Right.
Okay, they are giving you option. There can be nothing better than that.
Yeah.
So, but do not ignore any topic as such.
Hmm.
Be prepared for each and every topic, but just make sure that you do go for those questions which are your strengths.
Right.
First thing is that. Second thing is, ensure that your time management is very proper in the examination. Rather than writing a very good question, a single question excellently, and the second question very poorly, you need to
Hmm.
ensure that you write those both two questions more than above average.
Right.
Because if I'm not wrong, even if you are writing above average mark, above average answer, you will be getting somewhere around 11 out of 15. And if you are writing excellent, then you will be getting 12 out of 15. You
Right.
won't be getting 15 out of 50.
Right.
But if you write a poor answer, then you will definitely be getting 5 out of 50, 4 out of
Yes.
50.
Yes.
So you will be losing a lot there.
Right.
So there were, because if even in our interview batches group, which is there on Telegram, people have a lot of discussion how many words you have written in your answer.
Right.
So I did not adhere to the strict word limit.
Right.
I didn't want ki I will giving all the half an hour for writing a 600 words
Right.
answer.
Right.
I just made sure that I'll answer each and every part. So I'll come to my third point is ki you don't need to care about the word limit. Just make
Right.
sure that you answer whatever they are asking.
Right.
Okay, whether it's coming in 250 words or whether it's coming in 400 words. Okay,
Right.
it's all up to you. How do you represent? But it cannot happen that in the 400 word question you are writing just only 150 words. That
Right.
cannot happen.
Right.
Okay, so there should be a healthy margin there.
Right.
And the final part is now you need to structure your answer. So what you should do is write each and every part of question, because in a single question there were two or three parts. And if I'm not wrong, in the 10 mark question there are two parts, and in the 15 mark question there are three parts.
Hmm.
Okay, so write for each and every part, and in each and every part specifically mention the subtopics. Okay, so what I did is, say for example they are asking me a question which have part A and part B. I have written very nicely this is part A answer, then I put a subcolon there. I changed
Hmm.
my line, then I write one, and one said then my subtopic, that yes this is my sub point, and
Yeah.
I explode that one with
Right.
three or four lines with your examples, your data,
Right.
whatever you want to give there. So I written like that with 5 points there, and then I will go for part B. Now we
Right.
will discuss this part B, and like this only. So
Right.
you are making the job of the examiner
Easy.
very easy
Yeah.
to read, yeah, to read your answers, because it will be easy for them. Then they will give you the answer. Because if I'm not wrong, in the 50 mark question, they will be having this criteria that we will give for part A 5 marks, for part B 5 marks, and part C 5 marks.
Right.
So if you are very nicely, differentiating all your answers, then you will be getting four in some, three in some, four in some, and you are healthy
Right.
with 11 marks, right?
Right.
Because excellent answer 444 again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So that doesn't
so
make any difference.
yeah, so that should be, I believe that should be the strategy for writing the subjective part. And for the objective part, people are already very good in that one, I believe. And they are preparing for past 1 year or 2 year, and they have ample source available online
Right.
also, and teachers guidance also. So they will be doing nice in that.
Right. So every part of the question they carries equal marks. So you should focus on every part equally. It's
Yes,
not like that you have explained first part beautifully and then for second and third you just written 2 or 3 lines, because that's not going to
definitely.
help your answer, overall answer as a whole.
Yes.
Right. So this was about phase two, and now let's come to interview. So one thing that you have already told about, that you were very honest about what you want in life, and that helped you. Many
Yes.
people, they think that it might backfire if they being honest with what they desire in life, but until unless you have that clarity in mind, so everything goes in your favor only. So, but sir, anything more? How was the panel? Was it cordial or were they quite, what can I say, straight face, rude?
Okay.
They were grilling you. So, how was it?
So, ma'am, I think the panel face was very poker face. They were not showing a
Right.
lot of emotions,
Yeah.
and the way they were asking me questions, they were
Hmm.
very strict, I believe, because when I gave my UPSC interview, that was like they were treating me like their child. But in RBI's interview, it was not like that.
Right.
Okay, they were very professional. They
Yeah.
were they were very upfront. They were very straightforward. So in my interview started, and my interview goes on for somewhere around 20 minutes plus. That do I remember.
Right.
Not exact time, but yeah, it was more than 20 minutes. So the board chairman, he read out my biodata form very loudly. That Vinith, you have done graduation from there, then you have
Yeah.
research paper publications, you have international research paper publications, and you have worked there. You have got two promotions in your job. You have scored SPI 10 out of 10 in your graduation. Then why the hell do you want to do anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, then but he just gave this statement, and then after he just asked me that explain each and everything whichever you have written here in
Right.
3 minutes. So those 3 minutes are with me. I want to, this is my time. I need to play with that time.
Right.
Okay, so I just wanted to make this first conversation very engaging, and I did wanted to show my spike points. These are my spikes in my life, and this is the thing which I am pursuing. So I have told them each and everything. This was my project. This was my research. That is what I have done, and our research is also being implemented in Indian Road Congress. So that's a very nice part. So and even after that, in my job job thing also, I have told them each and everything, that I was there in this project, and I was holding a team of 5 6 people, and we were in that. So I explained each and everything, and he did not ask me anything after that. He was done with that. Okay, and then they moved to other three panelists, and each panelist, the first panelist asked me only 3 questions. And yeah, one thing which I do want to tell here is, there are many questions. Actually, if I'm not wrong, they have asked me somewhere around like total 18 19 questions, and out of those, 3 4 questions I did not know. Okay, and I was very honest with them, sir, I
Right.
do not know. Yes, sir, I do not able to recall. But what happened was, the thing is, which I think people do not tell, is in the first with the first panelist, he asked me about digital payment index. So I knew about digital payment index. So I told him, yes, sir, it is the digital payment index definition is this, and RBI have given this criteria, and we have moved from 100 to 270. All those things I have said. Then he asked me the parameters of digital payment index, but I was not able to recall at that time. So I said, sir, I'm not able to recall, but if you all allow me,
Hmm.
I'll try to attempt this question, because I knew I have basic understanding.
Hmm.
I do not know the exact parameters, but I can guess. But it will be not like a wild guess.
Yeah.
No? But if you will allow me, I will try to instance. So he said, okay, try. So I think so. First I said, sir, first thing is there should be digital literacy. So it's part of payment enabler parameter of digital payment index. So he was happy with that. Then I said, sir, there should be infrastructure from both sides. The demand side, from where the consumer should have the optimum infrastructure, and from supply side, where the bank should have optimum infrastructure to provide the digital payment bouquet system. So he was happy with that thing. And then I was not able to instance many points. So he was like, okay. So here I think I showed him that yes, even if I do not recall that thing, I was able to think at that time,
Right.
and I was think very logically that
Right.
this should be the parameters. But sir, I'm not very sure. I told him. And then after, he did not ask me any further questions.
Right.
They moved to the second panelist. The second panelist, he asked me lot of questions. He asked me somewhere around 8 9 questions, one by one, one by. And it started with very simple questions, like what do you understand by rupee value? Then what? Then we came to PPP. I said PP. And one thing is, I did not know the exact economical definition of any topic. It's my basic understanding by which I explained them. Sir, I do understand this is PPP, this is rupee value. And then we went to market exchange rate. And then he asked me last, what is interest rate parity? And I actually haven't read about interest rate parity, neither in UPSC preparation nor in RBI's preparation. So yeah. So I said, sir, I do not know, sir. Sorry, sir, but I'll read about it. Then, even if I said this thing, he asked me that I would like you to attempt this question. Just try. Okay, just try. So I was like, okay, sir, we have discussed the purchase power parity. Parity is this thing. Interest rate is this thing. So I think, sir, it should be something which is related to two countries' interest rates, which are directly in correlation with the currency's appreciation and depreciation. So that thing I did, and he was happy with that one. And then we moved to third panelist member. So this was the thing. Even if I did not know the answer, and if they ask you that please attempt the question, then please do not ignore and do not say, sorry, sir, I do not want to attempt it. Because they just want to check whether you are able to think in the pressure or not.
Right.
Okay. So just use your mind, and if you are attentive enough, you will be giving the answer for sure. And when we moved on to the third panelist, and she was like, okay, you are doing now you are doing your MSc in geography or done in that geography. I'll ask you about geography. She asked me about geography. I was very happy with geography. No problem. Whatever she asked me, I
You answered.
Yeah, and it was very nice. And they have asked me this thing also, that if, when you were getting so high pay in your
MNC, while
job
you were
in an
working in
MNC,
MNC. Yeah.
yeah, they were paying you very nicely, because you need to mention how much was your monthly remuneration in your biodata form.
Right.
They were like, why do you want to move? So I explained them कि sir ठीक है, ऐसा वैसा चलता रहता है,
Right.
हो जाएगा, but yeah, I do want to work with the government, so I came. That's it. So yeah, this was my whole interview transcript, which I have told you. The only thing which I just want to tell about interview is, be very honest. First thing is, be very honest. Second thing is, prepare your biodata form. Whatever you have written there, prepare your biodata form very diligently. Third thing is, just you need to just ensure that whatever you are filling in your biodata form, those are not very average forms. Okay, just try to give your spikes there, because if I'm not wrong, in each and every interview, whatever I have given, be it it's IMCA interview or IBPS interview or UPSC interview or RBI interview, the marks are always decided by the chairman, and the chairman's first impression comes from your biodata form and your initial 3-4 minutes interaction with him. So if he decided ki, I want to give this person 50, 60 or so marks, then your marks will shoot up only from 50 to 55 or 60 to 65, not below them. So if I think if I would have known all the economics, the parameters, which they have asked me very diligently, then I may have scored somewhere around 70, but 65 also was like decent enough.
Right. You're still in the merit list, so that would count.
Yeah. And one thing more is that I belong to SC category. Okay. And there were many apprehensions after the interview that you do not get marks, that they are not giving some particular reservation category marks, some like that. Even in the UPSC also, one thing which I believe is, this is the thing, how your first 5 minutes goes on and how you are representing yourself. It doesn't matter. Do not involve in those kind of rubbish discussions when whom they are giving high marks, whom they are not. That's all fine. Just prepare.
Right. And you've already shown your worth by giving so many examination and still rejecting the post because you wanted something else, right?
Yeah.
So people, they're gonna say anything. Even if you achieve something, they're going to say. If you do not achieve, they're still gonna say.
Yeah. You don't need to think about these things. Yeah, you need to have that clarity.
Right.
I do want to this thing. I do want to pursue that thing and do about it. Because what means, in your preparation, you have learned so much that you will be doing something good in your life for sure.
Right.
Whether in some sector, whether with some company or by your own. Right. So you don't need to worry about it. And from day one after leaving my job, I was very confident. Yes, I'll do something good with my life.
Right.
So I was not very worried about it. So
hard work never goes waste. Yeah.
Yes. So my advice to all the other aspirants as well is, yes, ठीक है, आप जितना भी एफर्ट कर रहे हैं, जितनी भी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, प्लीज करते रहिए. ठीक है, ऐसा मत सोचिए कि 3 साल खराब हो गए, 2 साल खराब हो गए. प्लीज करते रहिए, हो जाएगा. और नहीं होगा तो कुछ बेहतर होगा. Trust me, कुछ literally, please trust me, कुछ बेहतर होगा. Even if I am the person who is not, was not able to clear last 2 interviews, but still I think अच्छा हुआ, कोई बात नहीं. जो भी हो रहा है अच्छा हो रहा है.
Right.
So trust me.
You still get through RBI.
Yeah.
So Mr. Vineet says, and he is a perfect example of follow your heart. He says for phase 1, he did mock test for math section, and for GA, he followed various YouTube channels, because those particular channels, or per se, any source that is making questions according to the exam pattern, they are very specific to what is asked in a particular examination. So for revision purpose, he went for the YouTube channels as well as some sources that were available on Google. Right, for English, he says for both for phase 1 and phase 2, he says that if you read regularly, you would not feel any difficulty in attempting the questions. And he also says that you need not to know about the tenses and all the rules, that what comes after when. If you read regularly, you'll have this much command that while reading a sentence, you would find that yes, there is something wrong, and you can comprehend it, and then you can correct it accordingly. For phase 2, especially for making structure for descriptive writing. He says two things. First of all, actually he says three things. First of all, he says that every part carries equal marks. So do not forget that. Do not just explain or elaborate one part deeply and then you're just writing 2 to 3 lines for a second or third part. That what he says, the first point of his. Second point that he says is, do not waste your time writing one answer excellently and then you're writing rest of the answers average. Just go for an average answer, not too bad and not as excellent and eloquent that you can make. Just go for average answer and attempt every the four section and know your strength, both for phase one and for phase two. Know your strength and work accordingly. And he also says that you not have to go for the word limit. Just your answer should be complete, be it the number lesser than what is being said in the examination. And for interview, he says what he has done, that be honest. And he was honest with what he wanted in life, and it's your personality that would define if you are suited for job or not. And if ask any question, if you do not know answer of any question and if the panel they give you a chance uh, to frame an answer for it, do not miss that opportunity. Do not say that no, I cannot answer that, because they want to see that if you can work under pressure. So just try to give your best. If you have logical answer, or you have logical thinking, or you have some clarity of the subjects that are important for the RBI, you'll be able to answer the question. And do not worry if you do not know if you do not know some of the questions, because that would happen with sir. And he was honest with it. He said that either he said I do not know or I do not recall, and that worked in his favor, right? So am I missing sir anything?
Yeah, ma'am, you have completed almost each and every point, which I have took around 40 minutes to say. You have very nicely summarized in 4 minutes.
Great.
So yeah, that's
Yeah. So, sir, thank you so much for joining us, for sharing your views. I'm sure this will give a lot of confidence to those people who are aspiring for some other job. But yes, a backup is needed when in life, right?
it give
So,
you confidence.
right,
Don't be underconfident. Don't be disheartened. Be confident. Have a backup plan. And now I do know that my because our UPSC's final result just came two weeks before than the prelims examination. So in
right,
2 weeks, clearing prelims is a difficult task.
right.
But I did not have any pressure for with me as such. I was like, ठीक है होगा तो होगा
A
नहीं होगा तो
backup
कोई बात नहीं.
है, right?
Yeah, ठीक है कोई issue नहीं है. RBI job is very nice and you will get some nice opportunities there to work with the government. It's not just like a table desk
Right,
job. ठीक
right.
है यहाँ आप गए और अपने काम करके आ गए. There are a lot of learning opportunities. There are a lot of experiences. So you can go for them. So I did that attempt. Means I attempted this year's CSE prelims also, and I
Okay.
am scoring pretty decent. That I can say.
Right.
So yeah, have
And,
that backup.
yeah, and this would be very inspirational for people who are preparing for UPSC as well, because it happens, and especially uh, when you cannot go through the means after interview, you're not able to make it to the merit list. That hurts the most.
It hurts a lot.
Right.
In 2 3 days, you like very disheartened. But it's
Yes.
fine. It's part of life.
Right. Yes, and as you said, that hard work it never go wasted. If you're not able to clear one thing, but surely with that hard work which you have put in, you will surely clear something that is equivalent to it. Right. So thank you so much for joining us, for sharing your views. Uh, Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.